Hello, welcome to Little Bits of Wellness. I'm Julie. Today is a progress check-in. We'll talk about how the diet's going. We'll talk about some weight training and some options and tips for you to try. Let's get to it. There is so much to keep up with when you're trying to lead a healthy and fulfilling life, isn't there? Nutrition, workouts, calories versus macros, cardio versus weight training. Ugh. I'm tired just thinking about it all. How about you? Stick with me today and we'll talk about how to simplify taking care of yourself. Why I'm doing progress check-ins. I started these progress checks as a way to use myself as an example. Little personal science experiments. This way you can see the tips, habits, and options that I talk about in action. My goal is to show you that you can make small adjustments in your meals and activities to reach your goals. Dieting and exercise don't have to be so stressful. Eating well and being active is a lifestyle, not a fad. What do I mean? The definition of lifestyle is the way in which a person or group lives. So we need to make sustainable habits to create the changes that you want to see. The problem that I have noticed with the health and fitness industry is that everything's a quick fix. Lose the weight fast. Eat this way. Do cardio until your nose bleeds. The problem is, there's no concern whether it's actually good for you or whether you can sustain it. This results in you feeling like there's something wrong with you. Like, why can't you stop overeating? Why does it hurt so bad every time you go to work out? Why do you give up on a program after a couple days or weeks? The problem is not you, it's the programs. I hope this conversation inspires you to try again. Because you are important. You are worth the good food and you are worth feeling good when you move your body. The tips and habits that I talk about in my progress check videos are not quick fixes. There are already a million quick fix programs on the market that you can try. My plan is to put these habits into action in my own life to show you a more enjoyable way to change your lifestyle. My other progress check videos will be linked in the description down below so that you can watch those and follow me on the journey so far this year. I missed our progress check video back in August because I was a little disappointed with myself. I missed several workouts because of my shoulder. It didn't get hurt exactly. I noticed that on my rest days, it was not recovering as well as the rest of my muscles. It also became really hard to put on deodorant. Like, I noticed a lot of pain kind of back here in the lat area. And then I had a lot of tightness right in here through the tricep. I also had a knot in my forearm and a knot right here kind of in your thumb joint. and that just happens to be where I grip the barbell. The thing is, when you work out consistently, there's a level of regular soreness. Like, it doesn't hurt like a stabbing pain, but there's just an overall, I know I worked the muscles good this week, yeah. So I have been training less over the last month and a half or so, trying to give my body time to catch up, rest. I've been doing a lot of stretching of the joints. I'm pretty sure that I messed up by not stretching out properly and warming up as much as I should before lifting the heavy compound movements. And then when I have been training, I've been mostly working the lower body, still trying to figure out how to give my shoulder what it needs so I can get back in the game. So I have been so stinking bummed because I was actually getting to the gym on a very consistent schedule, and I kind of felt disappointed in myself, like I was letting me down by not getting into the gym. Then something amazing happened. I was chosen as the winner for the drawing of the Stronger by the Day app. What does that mean? It means I get a year-long subscription to work out with the Stronger by the Day app. So freaking excited about that, and still excited about that. But then with my injured shoulder, I couldn't use it. My training had been awesome up until that point. I was feeling strong and lifting weights heavier than I ever have before in my life. I was talking with my husband the other day, and when we were talking about weightlifting, I noticed, because I was whining about deload week and how low the weight was, and I noticed in that moment that my my beginning when I started Stronger by the Day, I believe I started that app at the very end of last year or the very beginning of this year. And so my training max, the most I could lift when I started, is now my deload week weight. What does that mean? For those of you who are not on a progressive overload program, lifting weights regularly, or maybe you're just not on a program that uses those terms, deload is a week within the training cycle that you lift heavier. Scratch that, the exact opposite. You lift lighter than you would be the other weeks of this cycle. Kind of just maintaining where your muscles are at, but kind of giving them a break, a little rest, because all of the rest of the cycle you have been building up and hopefully progressing and lifting heavier with each exercise. Generally on a deload week, you're going to be lifting about 70 to 80% of your total max weight that you can lift. Does that sound confusing? Maybe a little complicated to try to have to figure out how many sets and reps you should have to do, mixed in with a percentage of how much you can lift overall? It is confusing and crazy to put that much detail into your workout program. That's why I don't do it. That's why I love Stronger by the Day. They do all of the math and calculations for me. They save my training weights of where I currently am, And then with each workout day, they tell me what exercise to do and how much weight I should be lifting or lifted the last time, so that I know if I can try to add 5 more pounds. I am not affiliated with Stronger by the Day. As much as I would love to work with them someday, I just love their product that much, and I thought you should know that it's out there as an option for you. Coming up, I'm going to get back to my 4-day-a-week lifting schedule. I do my lifting at 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, I roll out of bed at 4, and then I get myself to the gym by 4:15. That gives me enough time to work out in the morning before I have to go to my regular work, my 9 to 5. It's not 9 to 5, but it's 8 hours, right? This gives me time to get my fitness goals in, to put the work in, to get to my fitness goals before the rest of my day starts. These are those adjustments that I've talked about in some previous episodes. Again, I will link them down below if you want to go back and watch those videos. But this is what I'm talking about with time adjustments, because we're busy. We've got a lot going on in life, and sometimes you just can't predict what that's going to be. So you make some adjustments, like this coming week, the days that I'm not training, I'm going to be putting some house cleaning in there because I have other goals I want to reach, and this is the best time that I can get it accomplished. Whatever workout or activity plan you have for yourself needs to be as consistent as possible. As parents, there's always going to be unavoidable snags with kids, work, and other unknown insert problem here. So when snags happen, get back to your routine as fast as possible. Can you do the workout later in the day, earlier in the day? Can you do it on the weekend or on one of the rest days that you meant to have as a rest day? If none of these options are available, simply continue with your routine and go back to your regular schedule the next week. How are you eating? Here, it is the start of fall. And for my family, that means some denser home cooking type meals, stews, soups, stroganoff. And the holidays are just around the corner. That's why this is a maintenance calorie season for me. Dieting and calorie deficits are hard enough without delicious cookies there to tempt you. Maintenance calories for me, according to my height, age, and activity level, are around 1994. You can go online and use the Harris-Benedict Equation in order to get about how many calories you should be eating. Do cookies fit in my calorie goals? Sometimes. Sometimes I will build my meals so that I know I can have those 3 cookies. Sometimes I just go over a little bit and eat the cookies. I'm telling you, you can have your cookies and eat them too. We don't need to add guilt and suffering to our own lives because we desire enjoyable food. This is the part that is wrong with other diets. There's no option for regular life and enjoyment. With a little thought and planning, you can take away the stress, guilt and emotional pain that is caused by trying to resist the food you want to eat. When you resist and hold yourself back from what you want to eat, it's most likely going to turn into a binge session. You give in to the cookies. Then screw it. Might as well have some ice cream with whipped cream and chocolate chips, of course. Trust me, there will be much less damage if you just plan on having the cookies or the chocolate or whatever your little guilty pleasure is. Plan on having a portion size in your day, in your week, somewhere in there, so that you don't go crazy and binge on stuff that you wish you wouldn't have eaten. Because I don't know about you, but anytime I have done that, I never feel good afterwards. If you are finding value in this video, if I'm giving you some good tips, habits, tricks, things that you can use in your own life, please click that like button. Thank you. One last note before you go today. Each time you are presented with food options, think of what is the healthiest, best, tastiest option in front of me right now. Whether you're at the drive-thru, your work cafeteria, or your own fridge, choose the best, healthiest option that you can. Then be proud of yourself for looking out for future you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. For the science experiment, the problem is where I start lifting the heavy combat